If you are a job seeker in Canada and you often find yourself applying to different industries or roles that you didn't plan for originally, this video is for you. Getting a job in Canada takes time, a lot of time. Even with years of experience, networking takes months. Job applications go unanswered, and more often than not, getting a job in your exact field doesn't happen right away. And that's why we all apply to different industries, different roles, just to get in. And right now, with the direction of immigration policy, this is becoming even more important. Canadian immigration is supporting international students with work permits in specific 6 fields: agriculture, education, healthcare, STEM, trades, and transport. How does that matter to you? If you are an international student who has been studying marketing and are now looking for a second course to get access to that work permit, you might have to change course and shift your career focus. And that's why this video is really important. Today, I'll talk about 3 skills that Canadian employers actually care about: hard skills, soft skills, and transferable skills, so that you can move forward even if your path has changed. So let's break it all down so that you can figure out what you already have, what you need to build, and how to communicate it all with confidence. Let's talk about hard skills. These are job-specific, technical, and more importantly, quantifiable skills. These are the skills you can put numbers behind. It's not about personality or behavior. Rather, it's all about what have you done and what is it that you can prove. Let's take a couple of examples. Sales, for example, is a hard skill. You can talk about revenue generated. You can talk about number of clients you have brought in or number of accounts you activated. Project management is another hard skill. You can say something like, I managed 5 cross-functional projects with a budget of up to $5 million. That's technical and that's quantifiable. Recruitment is another hard skill where you can talk about number of candidates you have hired, retention rates, time taken, and all these numbers tell a story. Digital marketing is also another hard skill. It's not just about the tools, it's also about what campaigns have you run, the kind of budgets you have managed, or the kind of results you were able to drive. So now, once you know your hard skills and you are trying to transition from one industry to another, it's important that you ask yourself, what technical skills do I know? And more importantly, how can I prove those with numbers, statistics, results, or an example? If hard skills are what you can do, soft skills are how you do it. These are the skills that help you work with people, manage time, adapt to change, and solve problems. And in the Canadian context, these matter a lot. Canadian employers often assume that you have the technical ability. What sets you apart is how you communicate, collaborate, and adapt, and especially in a team-based setting. Now let's take a couple of examples of soft skills. Communication. Can you explain your ideas clearly in a meeting or over email? Adaptability. Can you manage change or unexpected challenges? Problem solving. If something goes wrong, can you fix it or figure out a better way? Time management. How do you manage deadlines and deliver things on time? And teamwork. How do you work with people from diverse backgrounds and departments? These are few of the soft skills that often get tested during interviews. You will hear questions like, tell us about an example when you worked in a team, or tell us about a situation when you had a conflict with somebody. Soft skills are important to have. And even though they are hard to quantify, these are the skills that actually make people want to work with you. And if you are transitioning from one industry to another, these are your biggest strengths because they carry over no matter the industry or the job title. Now let's talk about transferable skills because this is where the magic happens. Transferable skills are the skills that are gained in one role, one job, one setting, and are still applicable in a completely different one. You must lean on transferable skills when you are moving from one industry to the other, you are in the same industry but moving from one function to the other, or you are applying for your first job with no formal experience and you are trying to draw from your volunteer experience, part-time experience to show what you are capable of. And transferable skills can be both hard and soft skills. Now let me share my own personal story here. When I moved to Canada from India, I moved here with 10 years of experience in advertising sales technology. And I had no experience in teaching. Today, I'm a professor. I teach at George Brown College, and I have been doing that for the last 3 years. So when I was sending in my resume for my first teaching assignment, I had to look into my transferable skills because there was nothing on my resume that said teacher. So I had to look at my hard skills as well as soft skills. Let me give you examples of both that I was able to identify. So in hard skills, as a salesperson, I used to create presentation decks, sales material. In teaching, that's like creating teaching material. In sales, I used to work on Salesforce to manage sales pipeline and analyze data. Now I do that in an LMS while managing and analyzing student engagement and data. Now, let's look into the soft skill that I identified. So when I was putting together my cover letter for this first assignment, I mentioned this in my cover letter. I used to educate clients as a salesperson. If I could do that and generate revenue, I can definitely educate the next generation of marketeers. Yes, this is what I wrote. And I got my assignment. So make sure that when you put together your cover letter and your resume, you connect those dots for the recruiter. Don't just send in your application and assume or hope that the recruiter is going to figure it out. It's important that you look at your hard skills and soft skills and try to show them and tell a story in your resume, cover letter, as well as the interview. And remember that it's not about pretending that you have already done the job. Rather, it's all about translating how what you have done earlier naturally flows or translate or transfers into what is expected of you in the new opportunity. If this video helped you think differently about your skills or gave you some ideas about how to improve your resume and cover letter, give it a like so that other job seekers can find it too. And if you haven't done that already, please subscribe for future videos every week on job search, personal branding, and career success in Canada. Now, I want to hear from you. What is that one transferable skill that you have identified in your experience? Drop them in the comments below, or if you have any question, if something wasn't clear, I read each and every comment, and your feedback helps me shape future videos. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.